はい、どうもグレです。今回もシャーロック・ホームズチャプター1やっていきたいと思います。前回ちょっと中途半端なところで終わってしまったんですけど、ここからどうすればいいのかが全く分かっておりませんということなので、とりあえずいろいろ調べるか。うわ、何これ、丸出しやん。丸出しやん。ポセイドンか。トライデント持ってるということはポセイドンか。違う、こっちじゃない。あ、繋がってんのか。赤の場所が明らかになるはずだ。はあはあはあはあはあ。赤をこうか、こう再現したので、だから何だから何よ。近くに何かが埋まっているわけでもない。あ、なんか今道見えた。あ、足跡あるー。凝った跡が。
Here is your discovery, Mr. Swift. And look at this.
What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend.
今なら彼の仕事続きで、ああ、なるほどね。急げ。走れ走れ。おや、あ、これは
A box of darts. Handy against rodents of all kinds.
お前も矢の箱を持っている。象と意思疎通を図るための指針が説明されている。なるほど
Hey,
ね。
what do you think you're doing? Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
My name
I
is
didn't have a
Sherlock
chance
Holmes.
to introduce myself properly.
Outrageous! You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a token of my diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation.
今朝はどこにいました？
Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me.
When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago, we discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many. Will you allow me to return to my research? Or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet.
証拠なんかあったっけな。
What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it.
なるほどね。
You have a weakness for nostalgia. Or, rather,
一個一個聞いて
do
こ
you use it to record a list
う。
of
わかんねえ
enemies?
から。
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer of the text
Don't
can.
lie.
With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed, and drew conclusions.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there. Moving on.
Moving on. ここはいいや別に。
I'm a busy man.
あずか3年期とはどうでもいいだろう。
What's with this intricate recruitment process? Pro-British workers charge less?
As a head of this organization, I need to secure a productive environment. It's impossible to do so if there are political differences, especially here, where the native population doesn't support our efforts to find the ancient artifacts.
Decent pay can also stimulate productivity and shut down any political discord. Hadn't you thought of that?
You're young. You have time to fritter and fight with everyone you meet. I don't have such a luxury. Our workers receive enough pay for what they do. So don't start a discussion you know nothing about. Moving on.
全部聞いていこうかな。
Moving on.
Your partner had a very specific attitude
あ、これ
towards
聞けるん
the
だ。
things he treasured. Was this habitual for him?
That would have been too much even for him. Don't get me wrong, he had a harsh temper. Like a true businessman, he was ready to burn his competitors to the ground.
But threatening someone physically would have been something new even for him, am I correct?
Absolutely. Besides, I had never seen him this angry. The fellow who received the letter must have been extremely alarmed.
トクラブの子知らねえよ
Have you seen this
Imogen.
person before? The one beside Imogen Gilden.
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers.
めちゃめちゃ聞けるじゃんこいつ
Always has her head in the
めっちゃ喋ってくれるじゃん
I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated. I'm a busy man. I've nothing to add. Moving on.
Moving on
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Gilden?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more.
Nothing less, nothing more
Gilden's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on that?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife yours?
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes. I've nothing to add. I'm a busy man. Moving on.
あら証拠全部終わったよ
As far as I can tell, you're a man of the academic world.
この本も
this
いけん
book
のかよ
about Nabe and Laura is just an empirical study?
What? That nonsense? I'd prefer to lose my eyesight than read such trash.
So you know nothing about it?
I know nothing. I wish I'd never heard of it in the first place. This caricature of science.
Do I hear traces of envy? You're still relatively young that you might find your own Laura.
Perhaps I envy Nabe, for I cannot simply blow people up for distracting me. That's all. You happy now? Wonderful.
よしよし全ての証拠を回収しました。うわーめちゃめちゃミスっためちゃめちゃいろいろある怪しげなメモと工房が分かんねえんだよな。攻略見ようとしたんだけどさ無理でしたんあとあれしかないんだよな。ここヨット工房わかんねえんだよなどうすりゃいいんだよヨット工房。教えてくれあんちゃん。攻略見たんだけどさ、見たっていうか探したんだけどさ、どこにもないのよねこのゲーム。日本語の攻略がないの。英語の攻略あるかもしんないけどさ、探してないのよね。ちょろっとしか探してないから。 日本語の攻略がマジでない。まあ多分 YouTube とかにあるんだろうけどさ、動画見ると長えじゃん。動画作ってる人が言うのもあれだけど、だからなるべく短くいきたいのよね。だから文字で探したんだけど、文字じゃ全然ねえ。怪しげなメモをさ。
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
あったー。
Undeniably psychotropes. Not
抗
particularly,
精神
I
薬。
think. A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
あったー。組織的な犯罪に加担していることが分かった。まだなんかあんのか。この部屋は多分もうないもんな。
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
Oi,
お、
hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate?
こいつあれか。
The rules are written
婚約者か。
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean?
チャン
I
ピオ
was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of
ン。
shinies
モン
might
モーらしい
teach
な。
you.
モンモーって言うん
One
ですよ、あ
last
れ。
chance. Who are you?
ギルデン氏の友人
I
だ。
am a friend of Theodore Gilden. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I need a few words from you about...
Get out of here. I'm
あ
not、
イモー
joking.
ジェンってやらなきゃダメだった。
Leave this place before you have cause to regret it. I will use force.
Do the police still throw people in prison for smuggling? Oh yes, with you helpless and handcuffed, I'd learn a few more secrets. We don't need to compete with our egos now, surely.
Oh no. I'd rather you tell me something more, so that I might have more reasons to punch you out.
ファイティングポーズを観察する余裕。とんでもねえ余裕だな。ノードボトキが出てない。え？女性なんだ。包帯を巻いた腕、仕返しまたは事故。あ、お前も肘やってんじゃん。あ、女性なんだ。まあ女性競技。まあどっちでもいいんだろうな、これ多分。こっちだな。悪人です。
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
誰だよ、お前。
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your
戦闘
natural
か？
habitat. but I'm afraid I have to interfere.
戦闘もな、ある程度上手くなってるんだこっちは。はい。
Too simple.
じゃあな。はい、じゃあ
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
な。はい、おしまい。
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
マジでまだ来んのかよ。どっから来た。
Can open.
Don't.
Give him the pepper snuff.
く当たらん。今顔当たってねえ。
Get ready for some pain.
Time to knock this guy out.
Don't bother.
The snuff's ready.
あ、嘘。早打ちで負けた。
Take a rest.
Give him the pepper snuff.
うわ。あ。あ、嘘。
I thought we were.
あ、殺しちゃった。殺しちゃった。
Just
殺しちゃったじゃん。
Can overcome the brute now.
あ、お前あんまり早くこっちを向くな。あ、なんで。何今の振り返りずるくね。マジでずるい振り返りしてきたわ。え、今当たったっしょ。は？何それ、ずるいじゃん。
Hey, you could have kept him
あ、
alive.
死んじゃったし死んじゃったし。ふざけんなよ。
And there's no reward for risking
ふ
our
ざけん
lives.
なよマジで。
Paul's explanation will suffice.
ポールに説明してもらおう。ん？ポールどこにいんの？ポール部屋にいる？いたいたいた。
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of
死
showing
んじゃった
hospitality.
敵。
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
You've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me. And then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him?
Ah.
Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that.
こいつ
But
犯人だ
yes,
な。
the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
You're asking for trouble with this smuggling business. You'd better leave it before they smuggle you out in a barrel.
Don't patronize me. I've only ever had trouble with law-abiding citizens like Gilden and you, never bandits. So ask me anything you want, and then get out of my sight.
さあ。いろい
I'm
ろ。
clueless. I don't know what you're suggesting.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know. although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family.
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
現場どこに落ちたか言ってないのに。こいつだ
What
な
can。you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here, including his owner. Although I feel he could be dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening.
A. Swift. Are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like Theodore.
まあ
I doubt
クレ
the
イジー
court
よ。
owner has ever boasted a
確かに。
battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination.
Interesting imagination.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
まあこの時代はな。
I don't know
そうだな。
what this means. I don't know what you're suggesting. I don't know what this means. I don't know what you're suggesting. I'm clueless. I don't know what you're suggesting.
アーサーのことは絶対知らないと
Between。yachts, darts, and notes from bandits, I've discovered many fascinating facts about you. But this, an installment of Nabe and Laura's adventures. Why did you sully your library with this?
It's a gift from Imogen. I didn't buy it. I might have turned a couple of pages, but nothing more. I swear.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but
二部
your
かな。
literary taste has put you
三部
on
作
my
の第
mind.
2部を三部作の第2部読むんだね。なんで
I don't know what you're suggesting.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat difficult choice. Especially now that her father is out of the equation. I'm clueless. I'm clueless.
Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip?
難しい
I
な。
wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoilt girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment.
難しいね。すべての証拠を。ああ。何？多分ポールだと思うんだよな。交差手順に何か。放水の瓶。あれ何？添加と試薬値を正から風。増加と減少。はあ。マイナス3、マイナス4、マイナス5。マイナス3、マイナス4、5か。マイナス 3？ マイナス 3 多分マイナス3は多分組み合わせ的にこれとこれだ。これとこれを組み合わせて3と1にしてでこうだ。マイナス3とマイナス1でしょ。マイナス3とマイナス 1？ あれ5でマイナス4にしなきゃいけない。うわむずいこれ。あ、むずくねえや。全然むずくなかったわ。で、あとプラス6プラス6作ればいいのか。すげえゴリ押しできるな。超ゴリでいったわ。こうだ。超ゴリ。はいゴリ。はいゴリ。巨人狩り。ん ああ。なるほど。象を連れ戻そうと。
It might fool an elephant.
遠い遠い考古学発掘現場遠いクソ遠い。
Stop. This fabric will work.
Mrs. Nini seemed to know her sewing inside out. I bet she missed us.
I hope Miss Nini won't misunderstand me.
ニニ夫人の仕立て。ああ、またあそこ行くのか。仕立て屋どこだっけな。どっかにあったよな。どこだっけ。ニニ夫人の仕立て屋裏だっけ。あ、どこだっけ。ナイツ街道とトリニティウェイの交差点にいるニニ夫人。ナイツ街道とあトリニティウェイってここあこっちか。ここやな。なんかもうすげえ変になってる。おかしい。ほらなんか押してないのにな。押してないのに変なとこが押されちゃうっていうバグだ。バグなのか。僕の PC のエラーの気がするけど。はい、ニス夫人。How are you?
Good day, madam. I've come to you with a special requirement. The tailors on the street can't help me, I'm afraid. Could you make a doll for me?
Oh, Senor Holmes. You taught the police how to do their job, and
あ、
they
泥棒
found the
捕まったんだ。
Of
よかった
course
ね
I。will help you. But what sort of doll? A child's doll, such as my great niece might play with?
A little larger than your typical doll.
Signore, I don't understand. Boy, girl, animal, and what color?
Animal, a passionate, perhaps amorous animal.
Ah, Signore, you talk in riddles.
本当だ
I
よ
am
な。
an old lady who's seen it all.
はっきり言ってほしいよ
Tell
な。
me what you need.
わか
I
んねえん
need
だ
a
よ。
life-size elephant.
実物大
I think Mrs. Nini outdid herself with
で
this.
か。
Is that a tail?
That's a trunk, John, but I must agree with you that it's her masterpiece.
Well, let's not waste any time.
んギルデンの家の庭にある石炭ガスを使い人形を膨らますよ。はあ。ギルデン家へ来て、石炭ガス。
The game is on.
So,
The
what's the
game
plan?
is up.
I hope it all doesn't go horribly wrong.
We know that the elephant is seeking a female. We can arrange that. A doll with the appropriate scent might do miracles.
So, you're a marriage broker. Well, I suppose that makes me a groomsman. Oh, she is a bit breezy, I must say.
Well, Goliath is eager for a single female elephant in his area. It should be just enough for his taste. You'll need to trust me.
Are we ready? I can't stand the tension.
でかっ。
We're ready. Let's call the elephant.
あ？こんなお前みだらに決まってんだろうが。何があなたの素敵な私に押し付けてくれないか。
How could anyone resist?
わかんねえだろ。魅惑的。推しぶどう好き？私もあなたが欲しいわ。
I knew a lady once who said just that.
もどかしい。ただ私以外の2つの望み言ってみて。
Too bad I'm not an elephant.
いたずら好き。あなたが鶏なら私を好きにして結構。なるほどな。結構。
Take your time, Sherry.
コケコッコーな。お願い忘れないようにして。これも結構みだらじゃないか。
That deserves a slap. And then a kiss.
And here's our lovesick friend.
「ゴライアスよりでけえじゃん」「ゴライアスよりでかくて笑った」
What is the meaning of this? Why are you bringing it here? I won't allow you to leave.
I assure you that it is only a temporary measure. It won't be long until the elephant is gone, I promise you.
こっからまた調査始まんの？あ、象を調査するのな。傷？
It injured itself while
ああ、
running
なる
through
ほ
the
どね。
forest. Peaceful and compliant, almost a gentleman.
血の跡。あ、やだ。
Something in the needle. A feathered fletching. This might be promising.
あと1個。どこ？象牙？象牙。
The left tusk is larger and more worn. You're a left-tusked elephant.
はい。やっぱ左利きとか右利きとかあるんだね、象とかも。で？あ、これか。さあ、ご利用し、科学の実験です。2、1、マイナス4。むずいね。むずいね。2、1、マイナス4。あ、でもこれで全部いけるわ。ご利用しです。はい、ご利用しのお時間です。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。はい。おしまいです。やっぱご利用しが大事だよな、こういうのってな。はい、2、1マイナス4。部屋に混入していたのはス ストリキニーネだ。ストリキニーネってなんだ？あ、ポールの矢はストリキニーネが仕込んである。アーサーの矢には仕込んでない。つまりポールだと。あ、守ろうとした。あ、そっちもあんのか。こっち選ぶとどうなるんだ？そうなんのか。これですよ。あ、利用したか。そうか。そうはならないのか。これしかないのか、もう。あ、これ聞かないといけないんだな、多分。で、これをポールに聞かなきゃいけないんだ。めんどくせえな、おい。めんどくせえな。あ、記憶の宮殿の主張が激しい。あ、そういうこと？セオドアを殺したのはゴライスかもしれない。セオドアは刺激されたのかもしれない。わからない。わからないので、象に刺さっていた矢を。これをポールに突きつけるしかない。それ以外に私に方法はないんだ。ポール、教えてくれ。真実を。真実を教えてくんなまし。
Just be quick. Just be quick.
え？ポールに聞くんじゃねえのこれ。え、ポールに聞くんじゃねえのか。誰に聞くんだこれ。誰に聞くんだ。多分ポールに聞けないってことはあいつらにも聞けねえから、となると誰に聞くんだ。あ、でも昏睡したらあれだもんな、殺せないもんな。お嬢ちゃま。
I'm afraid I can't add anything useful.
ああ。
I'm afraid I can't add anything useful.
Have you seen what your father sent to Paul?
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me. I'm afraid I can't add anything useful. I don't have any thoughts on this.
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you. I call him a pirate in play. He's not an actual pirate. He's a champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his clients knocks on your door. I have to leave. you now.
誰に聞くんだこれ。誰に聞けばいいの？ちょっともう分かんないんで、誰に話聞けばいいか決めちゃいますわ。いやー、こっちかな。いやー、わかんねえ。絶対この手帳が必要なんだって、これ。これが必要なのにさ、これがどこ、誰に聞けばいいかマジでわかんねえんだよな。誰だ？関係者、関係者。いるか？そんな人。いや、ゴライアス決めるわ。ごめんな。ごめんな。これだ。無理だ。ん？わからん。だってわからんもん。わからんもん。無理よ。
Who's a cute bird?
You were right about Goliath. Everyone confirmed your opinion. They all agree that the beast is vicious. The animal wielded 2 tons of rage, and Mr. Gilden regrettably didn't stand a chance. The mating season only served to amplify its temper.
Oh, spare me. That's a little too much detail, thank you. What is the point of this conclusion? How do you plan to use your findings?
Miss Gilden, I know how much you dislike the elephant.
Rather more than dislike. I wish I could have done more to that wretch than just speak of it.
But it's innocent. Goliath did not intend to kill your father. It was provoked, scared, and in mating season. Your father took Goliath's normal state for granted, and in doing so made a mistake that caused the elephant to be aggressive.
Stop it! I already know the answer. I don't need your moral perspective on this situation. I don't know why you wasted your time. I actually did more than you.
Which involved what, Miss Gilden?
A man with a big wallet made an offer to take the elephant away. I accepted it. I was so naive, thinking that it was me who was so helpless. But you are useless too.
I am glad that the elephant is no longer of your concern, but I need to make sure.
I don't care, and I don't want to listen. Thought you wouldn't turn up.
Why is that? I suppose it's the English way to leave without saying goodbye, but I never planned to abandon you.
Because you brought the filthy beast here. Because you did nothing to ensure its proper punishment. I had to do everything, not you.
I was piecing together your father's murder.
There was nothing to piece together. I told you, it was Goliath. I never asked you to talk with anyone. I asked you to find the stupid animal.
Even if my efforts are invisible, that does not mean that I did nothing.
I don't have the strength to argue. These are my father's belongings. They're about your mother. Take them all and leave me be.
なんか
I
すっ
won't
きり
waste
し
your
ない
time any longer, Miss
な。
Gilden. Thank you for your help.
まあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあまあどうなんだ。僕はどうするべきか決めた。これは聞く人がいなかったのか。結局自分で決めるしかなかったのか。いやー、なんか方法あったような気もするんだけどな。これか。セオドアへ。あー、セオドアに片思いされてたけど振ったんだ、バイオレットが。バ
My
イオレッ
mother
ト・ホ
always
ーム
wore
ズ。
this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend.
実家の記憶が蘇る。あ、バイオレットじゃん。鍵2階の奥か。
I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happened somewhere in the manor.
ジョンどこ？ジョンいねえじゃん。ジョンいねえのに。ジョンいねえやん。ああ。まあいいか、今回はここで終わるか。な。次回、実家探索編になります。はい。ということで、ゾウなんかな、あんまりすっきりしないね。僕のせいか。また次回お会いしましょう。ご視聴ありがとうございました。さよなら。